Hello and welcome to this Digital Lake Talk. My name is Nick with Willow Flow Communications. Today, I'll be using a 360 camera so that you can take a look around as we make several stops learning about urban lakes. Go ahead and give it a try by clicking and holding within the video player, moving your cursor side to side or up and down. So have a look around. This talk is about urban lakes such as Lake Phalen behind me, but it's also much more than that. I'm going to explain 3 ways that lakes are surprisingly similar to cars. We'll talk about what's under the hood, how it works, and what happens when it's out of service. If you can relate to that with a car, you'd be surprised how easy it is to relate to a lake. And you could buy the car of your dreams, one that fits your style and your needs perfectly. What would it be? Save this thought for later. Whether or not you're someone who knows a lot about cars, and whatever skill level you have, you probably know enough to have an opinion about what works for you and what doesn't. Lakes are a lot like cars with their own language and nearly endless types, looks, and styles. There's deep lakes, shallow lakes, the inlet, the outlet, how long water stays in a lake before moving downstream, even how a lake interacts with groundwater. All of these are kind of like what's under the hood of a lake, and they all impact the inner workings. Lake experts talk about these things the way a mechanic would talk about an engine. But the lake's engine, so to speak, consists of nutrients, temperature, underlying soil conditions, the vegetation, fish, aquatic insects. You get the idea. It looks like a bunch of flat water, but there's many moving parts custom to that lake just out of sight. Let's keep going and look at how this lake is working. This graph gives us a look at Lake Phalen nutrient levels, specifically total phosphorus. Phosphorus is in things like leaves and grass clippings and even aquatic plants. It's an important nutrient because it's already in the lake. But when thrown out of balance from extra phosphorus coming in from around the lake, it's a main driver for excess algae growth. The ups and downs on the graph are normal fluctuations between nutrients from the lake bed and the water column. From the graph, we can see that Lake Phalen is chugging along in an okay state for now, but if the phosphorus level trends past the state standard, a lake's check engine light, so to speak, will be coming in for some heavy maintenance. Unlike cars, lakes take years to decades to maintain. This visual from the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency shows a few other measurements, such as total suspended solids, or TSS, as well as phosphorus. The readings show a similar trend, landing right between pristine blue water and pea soup. So it's like the old family van. Not really flashy, but it just keeps going. Think back to the kind of car you'd buy. What kind of fuel does it use? What's the sound system like? How about the tires? Are there any souped up features? Think of the web of parts that connect your car all over the world. Lakes also have a web of connections beyond their visible border. Every surface water has a basin known as a watershed. Check out this map up to my left. Lake Phalen is within the Ramsey, Washington metro watershed. Each watershed is made up of smaller watersheds, kind of like a bowl within a bowl. Rain and snowmelt that falls within Lake Phelan's basin drain here to Lake Phelan. Outside of this basin, it goes to a different water body. Surface water within the same larger watershed finds either a dead end or a common destination, in this case, the Mississippi River. A lake's special souped-up feature could be a shoreline with native vegetation. It could be a wetland, a storm pond, or something engineered like a stormwater filter. These things that are engineered or built are known in lake talk as best management practices, BMPs for short. They hold or infiltrate stormwater runoff and snowmelt to reduce that runoff. This reduces the amount of pollution and contaminants that can enter the lake. We're currently standing in a BMP called a rain garden. When they're this big, they can also be known as infiltration basins. Before it was here doing its work, the runoff was heading for the lake like diesel going right into an unleaded engine. What kinds of surfaces can you spot that would connect to the lake? Have a look around. You may be thinking the turf or the parking lot, maybe the rooftop. Well, all of these are spot on. You probably didn't think storm drain because they're kind of buried right now, but that would also be spot on. Storm drains are the sneakiest connection between a lake and its surroundings. They keep our communities drivable and they prevent flooding, but there's a catch. Unlike the lake's souped-up feature that we were at previously, to my left, storm drains have no treatment, kind of like a car with no air filter. That's because they're only designed for rain and snowmelt. Imagine a time when your car or the bus was broken down or just acting funny. How did you cope? How did you feel when things finally got back to normal? In the words of Joni Mitchell, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? Whether a car or a lake, haven't we all realized how we need something only when it's out of service? Lake Phelan Beach was closed for 3 weeks in August of 2025 due to high E. coli bacteria. This meant hundreds of families had to either go somewhere else or miss out on swimming in the prime of summer. E. coli can be from human, avian, or canine sources. In urban areas, avian and canine are most common. Lake experts see this kind of like a car's wear and tear. Some bacteria is a given. It's already in the lake, and good driving habits can help shave off a preventable impact. Good lake habits prevent pollution and keep the lake's nutrients and aquatic life in balance. Something like picking up pet waste does just that. Let's go back to our first question about what kind of car you'd buy and give it a spin. If you could teleport to any lake in the world, where would it be? What would it look like? Perhaps it's a lake you've been to or a famous place you hope to visit. I'll invite you to close your eyes for a moment and really visualize. Picture that lake with its shoreline, how wide or long it is, how big or small. Is it rugged and choppy or cozy and calm? Is it forested, surrounded by mountains? Maybe it has agriculture or a city with a bunch of lights and skyscrapers. Now, picture that lake with no watershed around it. What does the maintenance look like? What interactions are likely? And who would you need to talk to and connect with to be sure those interactions go smoothly? Just take a few seconds and think about it. If you've thought about it and have come this far, I need to say, welcome! You are now a lake lover. You may not have all the technical knowledge or the science background. Most people who love cars don't know all the nuts and bolts either. But you've got what it takes to be invested, stay curious, and be active. You hold the keys to clean water and healthy lakes. But these keys won't fit on a key ring. And as you take this lake lover journey, you might find a few of your own. Here's a few to get started. Tell someone how cool it is to be a lake lover and that it's just as easy as loving a car. Help pick up trash and pet waste and let others know that these are bad news for our lake. Adopt a drain by keeping a storm drain near you clear of trash and debris on your own time. More on this can be found in our show notes. Learn about water-friendly yard care and other home water tips, which are also found in our show notes. Check out volunteering with the local watershed. And lastly, keep up with the watershed's website and social media to be in the loop on events and plans that are designed for community engagement and public input. So thank you for watching. I hope that you can get out and love a lake real soon.